Hey, this is Louis D. Fresh, bringing it to you guys on a Thursday morning. This will air this Sunday, the 5th of June, I believe it is. Hope everybody is doing well. What we're going to be talking about today in the college segment of your YouTube channel, since you're the guys who thankfully and wonderfully watch this, we're going to be talking about because I looked at my YouTube notebook and I realized that I did it maybe, I think it must have been the winter of 2020. It was a quick segment, but I didn't really talk about the high school transcript. And I had it in my YouTube notebook, and so that's why we're going to talk about what is a high school transcript. And so what we have here is, again on my Canva slides, high school transcripts. What you need to know, because it is key for your graduation, and it shows your wonderful merits, and you don't want to be caught off guard looking at your transcript and having it go, wow, what is it? And that's why I put that there, almost a blank stare. So what is a transcript? You do not want to go, A high school transcript, it is a complete record of your academic achievements in high school. Everything that you have done scholastically, school-wise, is on that transcript. It starts from your first term in high school, and it is updated until you graduate from high school. Now, here's an important caveat. If you attend multiple schools, let's say you go to 3 or 4 schools or more during your tenure in high school, you must get a transcript from each school and give them to the school that you graduate from. Why? Is it because you want that school, the one that you graduate from, to consolidate all your grades and put them on one transcript. Why? Because you don't want to give 3, 4, 5, 6 transcripts to the college and have them fumble and stumble through it. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to make a decision on you. And the format of it varies from school to school. That's why I'm not showing you one particular format, because each school has their own way of doing the high school transcript. So you do not go, Now, what does a transcript contain? I put 9 items here. The first 5. It contains, the high school transcript contains your full and legal name, your address, and your date of birth. Before I do the legal name, your address, make sure, because I know people move, that your address is up to date and accurate on your transcript, and it doesn't have your old address, because you may get mail and stuff sent to your old address if you do not update your new address in case you have moved. And your date of birth, because everybody's been born in the 2000s at this point, so it would be the month, 0 whatever, 03, 04 for the month, the day, and the year, the full one. Like if you were born in 2002, it will be 2002. Make sure that it is correct. And again, your full and legal name. I know a lot of people use nicknames, a lot of people shorten their names. Your full name. Now that includes middle names. If you're Hispanic like me, a stereotype, you have 4 or 5 names, whatever it is. If you have a junior, you have a blah, 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 the third, whatever it may be. And make sure it is your legal name. It is what should be usually on your driver's license, birth certificate, passport, all those things. Make sure it is your legal full name. Second thing, name of your school. So make sure that the name of your school is on there. The actual name, the full name, make sure the name of your school is there. The courses you took and when you took them. I know some people have extenuating circumstances. Some people are graduating, I know from my school, who are 20 going on 21. It happens. Make sure that everything is there, and when you took them, the years, the months, everything is there, all the courses. And unfortunately, you may have failed a couple of them, but the courses that you took and when you took them, they will be there. But I think I may write it down if I remember. There are classes that you could take for grade recovery, so that could kind of override those F's that may appear on your transcript. But everything you took will appear on your transcript. Your grades. That's another item that will appear by marking period or final grade. It depends on the school. Some people like to do trimesters. 3 grades might appear for the year. Some people like to do semesters. They appear 2 grades for the year. Or some people just like to do final grade. So again, each transcript, each school has its own different way of doing things. The weight of each grade, it may be different. Because classes like an honors class, an IB class, an ICE class, an AP class would be worth more than a standard class, and you'd be getting more percentage. And I'll explain that just a touch a little bit later on. Now continuing with what your transcript contains, because you want to be able to check all the boxes to make sure everything is there. And if you need to take notes and see this a few times, do it, because it's good to make sure that everything is there, so you can put a big old check mark to say, yes, my transcript is complete. And I'll explain how you can do that in a second. Another thing you're going to notice is the number of credits you earn for each course. Usually it's 1 credit per course, because sometimes you have things like, I know here in Florida we have PE where it's only half a year and it's half a credit. Health is half a credit. It depends, and I'm going to explain that a little further in my next slide. Your overall grade point average, your GPA, again, not to, because I know this stuff sometimes is confusing. A grade point average is usually out of 4, a 0 referring to an F, 1 is a D, a 2 is a C, a 3 is a B, and a 4 is an A. And that grade point average is that way. And to continue, let me keep adding to that. What I mentioned before about your honors classes, AP classes, IB classes, they are weighted more. In other words, you may see a GPA of like 6.2. So how is that possible if a 4 is an A? Because you challenge yourself, and because you challenge yourself, your grade point average will go higher, because it will show that you did more than you needed to. So let's say you take 4 AP classes, an IB class, and an ACE class. Your grade point average could indeed be like a 6, because it is weighted higher. So you'll have a weighted GPA, which is that, and an unweighted GPA, which is not counting honors classes and AP classes and standardized higher standard classes. So that's the difference. Write that down if you need to. Grade point average, you have a weighted GPA and an unweighted. Weighted refers to your honors and APs and all that. Unweighted is just strictly as is, without weighting any classes. Your scores on your AP exams, SAT, ACT, other standardized tests you have taken. It is not a guarantee. Some schools don't put them. I know my school does not put those tests, but some may. So keep your eyes open for that. And any academic awards or honors you have earned, sometimes they put it there that you were the best in math, you were best in English, whatever effort award, whatever it may be. So you may want to take a look to see if any awards are there. That is usually what is contained within your transcript. Now, a word of caution, because it's important. Transcripts do vary from country to country, from state to state. I know a lot of people who watch this outside of the United States. Your country, India, Pakistan, Egypt, may have a totally different way of looking at your high school and what is needed. So please make sure that you consult with your local high school if you are outside of the United States. From state to state, when I do something called a school profile, I'm going to show you how our school and Florida has different standards than probably other states. So it's really important that you find out what is, and this is important, the bare minimum that is required for you to graduate in your particular state. So that's why I didn't give you a general, you need this English, this many maths, because it does vary, and so you need to consult with your school. It also varies from school to school. Example, private schools, public schools, charter schools, religious schools. Again, public and charter. Public is this, they have to adhere specifically to the state. Charter means that they are public schools, but they are also privately funded. And so they do have to follow the state, but they also will include things that you will need to take. Like I did work in a charter school for 3 years that was artistically inclined. And so they were required to take like a music and art or what have you. And so that was required. And so that's why the transcript would vary. A private school, and religious schools are a different animal. Like I'm in a Christian school right now, but like I worked in a Jewish school in 2012, 2013. They required Hebrew. They required Torah classes. Christian school where I am, they require a Bible class. And it's not, but it's part of your GPA. So your grade point average. So you really need to realize that this transcript will vary from state to state, country to country, school to school, whether it's private, public, charter, religious. So that's why I'm telling you these things. So you go, wait a minute, why is there Hebrew here? Wait, what? So just so you know. In a perfect world, request that a school profile, and when I'm done with this, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget about the school profile and perhaps stuff about the GPA, because I wanna make sure we do a YouTube video on that, on what's weighted, unweighted, and different things of that nature. When you request a transcript, in a perfect world, it should be sent with a school profile so the college understands the transcript. In other words, we're going to do a YouTube video on school profiles. This way the college knows what you needed to take within your school. So it's not like, well, I took Hebrew or I took Greek or I took a humanities class because I felt like it, because it might have been required in your school. So please make sure that you are aware of your country, your state, the type of school you're in, and if you can, send a school profile so the college may understand what this is all about. Now, the uses of a transcript. Colleges use it to get an overall view of your academic performance. It's almost like it's a snapshot. It's literally a picture of how you did and are doing in high school. Your official transcript, this is sent directly from the high school to the college. But the unofficial, and this is why I was telling you should check your transcript, because the unofficial can be given directly to the students. And I think all of you should get an unofficial transcript, because you really want to check for those things that I mentioned: your name, your address, the school name. Again, the obvious is not obvious. That all your requirements are there. Everything that you need is there. Your math, your English, your social studies. Make sure that everything is there. Make sure your GPA reflects what you've done. Make sure you have a weighted and an unweighted. If that pertains to you, my school only has one GPA. There's no unweighted or weighted. Make sure that, and again, absences, things of that nature. Make sure that everything looks right. And if it's not right, talk to your registrar or talk to your school secretary to make sure that it is correct. So that's why I'm telling you this, that it's important to get an unofficial transcript, but the colleges always ask for official transcripts to make sure that the information has not been changed. I know 99.999% of all of you guys are wonderful, dear people, but that 0.001%, and I say, well, I can change that B to a B plus, I put a little plus sign, I'll change that C to a C plus, or changes the B and kind of make it look like an A. That's why the colleges request an official transcript sent directly from the high school. And this is my last little Canvas slide. Other uses for transcripts: you may need it for scholarships. In other words, they want to make sure that you are actually in high school and are actually graduating. Internships, you may want to, because as the school and work experience go hand in hand, they want to see how you, not only do you present yourself in an interview, but how well you did in school. So they mean internships, so you can figure out, hey, this is what I may want to study. And perhaps just a regular summer job, like maybe you want to work as a lifeguard. They may ask for it because you may be working with people, and they want to make sure that you're a good character. And you may need to send official transcripts for scholarship applications. Double check what type of transcript you may need before submitting any application, because if you can get away with unofficial transcripts, do the unofficial transcripts and make sure that you make copies of them. And this is 2022. Just kind of send them out electronically. So you send stuff in the mail that'll never get there. Just ask for an email and send it as an attachment. And if you can do that, even better. But if not, go get yourself an official transcript for the internship, scholarship, and jobs if they are required. And there you go. I know that that's why I have the YouTube notebook, and I can't emphasize enough the importance of having a notebook, electronic notebook, however it is that because I know you guys are much more techie than I am. I'm shooting these videos on an iPhone 11, and I know you should have this camera. I do what I do. And so that's why I'm telling you, important to get yourself a notebook, write things down. Don't forget what you need to do. Look at and going back on the topic, look at your transcripts, make sure everything is there, make sure your name, your address, your whatever, all your grades are there, all your credits are there. Make sure that if you need community service hours, make sure everything is included. Consult with your counselor, consult with the registrar, consult if you need to with the AP or regular assistant principal. Consult with me. Feel free to send me, because you see on my social media, I have an email. It's loudeshap@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. I will respond, because I know this can be slippery, and I know the obvious is not obvious. And if this is really the stamp of saying, hey, this is what this is it. So important, and I hope you got it. And this is Louis D. Fresh.